relations, I believe. What are some of the lessons learned during these years?
We've learned a lot during this our time of interaction and diplomatic relations and bilateral cooperation with us and Zimbabwe. You can remember that Botswana is a very young nation from long back, and Zimbabwe has been an elderly, if we were to compare them as mankind. And we've seen Zimbabwe being the breadbasket of almost the whole region, right from the past. We're getting jobs, we're getting almost all the processing resources and goods from Zimbabwe. We have seen the first factories in the southern region being established in Zimbabwe during the colonial rule in Zimbabwe. And Botswana have benefited a lot from that by virtue of us sharing border lines with Zimbabwe, by virtue of us sharing cultural backgrounds and even languages in some areas with Zimbabwe. And this has developed to grow relations not only culturally or not only with family ties. We've seen trade relations between Botswana and Zimbabwe growing. Exchange in education, exchange in transfer of skills and development in general. So we can say that Botswana and Zimbabwe have come a long way together, working shoulder to shoulder, making sure that when one develops, the other benefits.
All right.
Yes.
That's incredible. Yes, you've already mentioned Zimbabwe has been the breadbasket of the whole region.
Yes.
We have seen the economic downfall, though, of Zimbabwe for the past few years. What has been, the relations since then? As we've already said, we have seen many factories being developed in Zimbabwe. We've been transferring skills. We've been sharing. When the other country is developing, the other one is also benefiting. But since the economic downfall of Zimbabwe, we understand the status of economy in that country. How has the relationship been until now?
Yes, you can remember that Reulibile, right from the beginning, when Zimbabwe, not only Zimbabwe alone, when the surrounding countries, neighboring countries to Botswana, were in the liberation struggles. Botswana has been the only country that was independent, and we were enjoying that independence. And we have seen Zimbabwe being our neighbor that we are land-linked with, going down in economy. The political space was not very stable. And because of Botswana's interest in seeing her neighbors being liberated, developing. Botswana has always had that characteristic of being very friendly, mutual respect, and general neighborliness to her neighbors. Botswana did not tend to isolate Zimbabwe. We have been working, hand in hand, even during the time of the economy going down. We've seen Zimbabwe ending up with sanctions. Our president, our leadership, I will talk about the current leadership mostly. That His Excellency the President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Eric Masisi, has been very vocal about the sanctions of Zimbabwe, or the sanctions in Zimbabwe, having to be lifted up. He has spoke publicly in forums that we have shared with Zimbabwe, forums like the Binational Commission between Botswana and Zimbabwe when it was the first inaugurated. He has spoken at the General Assembly. He has spoken in different forums that there is need for sanctions to be lifted in Zimbabwe, and that is the reason. The reason being that the economy that is next to you, when it goes down, you are affected.
You're also affected.
Yes, the economy that is next to you, when it goes up or increasing, you are also affected in one way or another. So the challenges that Zimbabwe was facing, they were spilling over into the neighboring countries, and Botswana, of course, being one of them. But I want to congratulate our government that within all these situations that our neighboring countries have been facing, Botswana has been very, very instrumental in making sure that their challenges are not just isolated to themselves. We have worked as a region. We have worked as a member of the SADC. We have worked together as a member of AU. We have worked together with these countries as a collective membership to the UN and other non-aligned countries.
All right.
Yes.
Now let's go back a little bit. Botswana played a very crucial role, as we have already mentioned, in the liberation struggle of SADC states, not only Zimbabwe.
Yes.
But today we are focusing specifically on Zimbabwe, formerly known as Rhodesia, as
Yes.
is the case. What sort of support did Botswana render to Zimbabwe during this period of strife?
During the struggle, how